Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
Hey. Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium Kelly White, and today I'm so happy to be with our producer, John Williams. Hi, John.
Hey, Kel. Happy to be here.
Me too. I'm so happy you're here. Can you put up that little picture of yours again?
You got it. Yeah, where am I?
Yeah, I wish John could be
On
live
camera?
with us. He's
Yeah.
on camera with us, but he can't because the camera's not working.
And all cameras are sold out across everywhere.
Right.
Just like groceries and everything else under the sun right now.
Gosh.
I mean, it is unbelievable. Delivery services are backed up for almost a month. You know, it's a very troubling time, but we are doing our best to stay positive through it and looking at the benefits of what this is going to bring from the breakdown to the breakthrough, as we say, right?
That's very true. That's very true. And it's funny, John and I both had kind of an exhausting day.
Yeah.
I've been on the front lines of this, helping people through therapy, through readings, through anything. Anytime I can give spiritual wisdom to people to help them through this times, I think it's extremely important to do. So, John, and I so appreciate you here today. I thought what I would do today is, and Shirley's not with us. If you're looking for Dr. Shirley, she's working right now in her home. I hope, Cheryl. And I think the city of Beverly Hills shut y'all down. So please stay in and do Skype or FaceTime like me.
Yeah.
Having said that, it's just today is John and me. So I want to start with a little astrology because I get asked probably 100 times a day. It used to be 5 times a day. Now it's really gone up a lot of when is this going to end and what's happening. And so I thought I'd go a little bit. And on Monday's show, we touched upon it. And on this current Monday coming up, we'll touch upon it a lot more. But we are in a very difficult time right now. It's not just because you know what's going on. It's a rough time with this pandemic. But astrologically, we have many planets that are lined up in a very tough way. I'm going to say the simplest way as I can. And in fact, I wrote something in January of 2020 explaining the breakdown. And maybe, John, you'll post that again on
Yes, and that
Facebook.
is posted in our announcements in our Facebook group, which is a really good time to remind folks, if you aren't in the group, please join the group. It is our support group, especially during this time. It is free. You just go to the Both Sides Now TV page, and then you click on Visit Group, and then you'll get an entry there.
Perfect. So right now, we have a new moon in Aries, and that's like letting go of anything that we had imagined our life to be to bring in what is going to be. The way I view it is there are 3 components here in life. There was the past before the pandemic. We had a life. And in that life, we had a lot of traumas, a lot of events, a lot of everything. And now we find ourselves in the present moment with the pandemic, with a situation. And so I'm going to talk about releasing traumas in order to go to the third part of this, which is our future, what it will look like. But currently, astrologically, we have a lot of indications with the planets that say, for instance, on March 31st, Mars conjuncts Saturn. Mars is the planet of energy. It's intense. It brings war. It brings intense energies. Power. It's a power planet. It brings energy. Right? It brings aggressive. And it conjuncts Saturn. Saturn, it conjuncts means it's very close to. I think this one is at 0 degrees, so like right on top of it, which is really going to escalate things because Saturn is karmic. Saturn is the teacher. Saturn is the old ways. It's institutions. It's all kinds of things that together will make from March 31st on even more intense. So why I'm not saying this to scare everybody at all. I'm saying this to pay attention. Don't go out of the house. Really, this is not the time to go out of the house. This is the time to go inward. This is the time to go inward because during this time, we're going to have a healing crisis, if you will. And it's going to be about releasing old wounds and old traumas that are no longer necessary to hold on to. Even if you can let go of, let's start with 10%. Maybe make a list of all the traumas you've had. Maybe make a list and so what and who wronged you, who was bad to you, who was mean to you, who betrayed you, who did all of these things. Okay, make a list. And then, really, is it necessary to hold on to it anymore? Maybe it's time to let it go. This period in time is going to give us all an opportunity to shake off all of the old stuff, that
Mhm.
when it is our time to pass, and I'm not saying that, we're going to have a lot of loss, I will say that. But
Mhm.
when it's our time and we get to the other side, we'll be free of all the chains that have binded us. Also, having said that, when you forgive somebody that's, let's say they're already passed, they're already gone, the veil is so thin right now. If you can let that go, whatever it was, this one did this to you, this one did this to you, believe me, I've pretty much heard it all at this point in my life. If you can release some of that, it unchains them on the other side too. So
Mm.
this is a period of freedom in the greatest way if you can let go. I actually walk my talk. I had to let go of a lot of things in the last few days, anything that would have held me down, that I couldn't do my work. So
Mhm.
we all come here to do work. We all come here to this great school, and we all come in with a key. All of us have a key to unlock and release our soul to do the work that we come to do. Every once in a while, your soul will come alive and it will want to do something really incredible, like do an artwork or listen to music and dance, or that's your soul coming alive.
Mhm.
But so many of us have kept our souls kind of, inward and not really allowed us to. So I'd love everybody. I wrote an article about the keys, the key, how to retrieve the key to unlock your soul, actually, to understand and to unlock your soul's mission. Everybody had a mission. It may be to face fear. That may have been a mission. The reason I say that is because we're going to experience a lot of fear. But what's important about that is, if you are lucky enough to be here during this time, of which, by the way, we all wanted to be here during this time of great change. And why is that? So we could release all this karma and get into our dharmic work. That's really what we wanted to do. This will grow so exponentially. The, the things will rise so exponentially that it's going to be, the more we release, the more rapid gain is for our soul. Okay. And we have to remember, we are a soul having a human experience in this university of earth. This is what we came here to do. But we came here at this time specifically so we could release all these old wounds and traumas. So, one of the ways, the best way that I know to release a lot of wounds and trauma is to, first of all, have compassion for whatever you went through. And I know Dr. Shirley and I talked about this on Monday. I'm not saying if you can release everything, great. But if you can't, and I understand, just do what you can. Do a forgiveness or a letting go of, or to the best that you can of certain things, because it's going to only help you going forward in this great time of change. But one of the things that you come in with this key, as I mentioned, is to unlock the why you came in here. And so what you can do is you can get really comfortable. You can sit in a chair. You can take a few deep breaths and really start to feel, when you slow down enough, start to feel how it feels in your body to be calm, to be really calm. And as you're doing that, I want you to visualize a key and start to unlock the key to you. And ask
Mhm.
yourself, as you unlock this key and your soul comes out, what did you come to do? Did you come to create? Did you come to bring light to the world? I bet most people that are watching this are light workers, and it's their time. The reason your soul needs to come out now is because when your soul comes out, it brings this magnitude of light. And light is the most important thing we have for this dimension on this planet right now, that's exponentially getting covered with dark. So we need this light. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be able to do my roots in a long time. And guess what? I still have light. Okay. Remember that. Got to throw something in here. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. It's, and also I want to say this, and I truly mean this. Your traumas, the traumas that you've all had in life, they are your greatest gifts because they've
Mhm.
given you so much strength. My God, if I made a list of all my traumas, and by the way, I'm writing an article on this. Everybody should make a list and go, whoa, that was bad. Ooh, that was bad. Ooh, that was really bad. How did you recover? Polish those up and use those, if you will, in your backpack of strength because these traumas will give you, it just gives you strength. They're gifts. You have to look
Mhm.
at them as gifts. And here's another gift. Let's say you're anxious. Anxiety can be a gift. And I'll tell you how. What are you anxious about? It's telling you something. Your body's telling you something. Ask yourself, am I anxious? Is it for me? Ask yourself, am I anxious about my child? Am I anxious about my relationship? Am I anxious about my work? What am I anxious about? And then from that, you'll get an answer. And then pay attention to see what you can do about it. Take some action. Sometimes you won't be able to do anything right now. Just know it will pass. Just know it will pass. I saw Jay Shetty today on the, if I'm saying his name correctly, on the
Mhm.
Today Show, and he said something great about grounding. And I wrote this down. And he says he calls it, and I don't know if this is his, but if it is, it's quite brilliant. Whoever it is, it's the 5 4 3 2 1, which I loved. So this is going to keep you in the present moment because this is all we have is the present moment. So if you look 5 4 3 2 1, five is you look around the room and you see five things, just five things. I could see this, I could see this, I can see this. Okay. Then four things that you can touch and actually touch them. Four things that you can touch. Three things that you can hear. So listen for certain things. Two things that you can smell and one thing you can taste. And that puts you right in the present moment. So that's something that everybody can do. What I also want to say is this. This is going to hit two types of people the hardest, I think. Are the the two types of people I think are going to hit the hardest. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Are people with personality disorders. They're fixed. They're stuck in a paradigm. This is a problem. They really need healing, but they're stuck. So they may make really bad choices because they have a personality disorder. It'll be the end of them. The other thing is people that are stuck in belief structures. I actually have a client that said, well, my maid is coming and my manicurist is coming and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, really? Let me get this straight. Your need for orderliness and your manicures is more important than your safety? Like, whoa.
And their
Now,
safety.
and their
Wow.
safety? I'm
Yeah.
like, you, my
Jeez.
goodness,
Mm.
take this seriously.
Mhm.
I can't even tell you. Anyway, I'm astounded by people.
Mm.
Guides on the other side, spirit guides, they're thinking, man, let me tell you about my human. Oh no, my human, did this. That goes on the other side. I hope if I become a guide that I sit back and have a martini with the other guides and say, whew, I got some shit for you. You're not going to believe this one. Because that's true. Anyway, and this is the other thing. You're really lucky to be incarnated during this time. It was like winning a lottery. You're not going to feel like it right now, but I assure you, once you pass on the other side, this is like winning a lottery. You wanted to be here during this time of great transition. And why? Again, so you could release the ties that bind you during this period of time. This is what we were all called in as light workers to do. We were brought in to bring light and then also tell everybody, like, whatever, again, I want to go back to whatever past you had. We all have a past, and this is going to trigger past lives. Because in past lives, there was the Black Plague. I actually used to have the same dream over and over that I was a Native American medicine man. And the white man brought in all this, disease, and we all died. And I remember that as a kid, I had this dream over and over and over and over. It's kind of like that now. What I've learned from that is I can only save myself and whoever wants to listen. If I have some, I guess I have some wisdom here. I've earned it the hard way. I've had all the traumas in the world that you could ever imagine. I've had them. I've
Mhm.
grown from them. I actually now am grateful for them. So think like this. This is the way you need to think, because if you incarnated during this time, many of you, this is called an initiation. You will be masters when the time you pass over and you're on the other side. You'll be masters because this is like a big initiation, and the initiation is going through fear, because this every moment is going to be fear based
Mm.
unless you get real centered, and that goes back to what I was saying with the key. Know thyself.
Mhm.
Everything you need to know about yourself, you incarnated with that wisdom. Every single thing. Like, for instance, if we go by numerology, look at your what you take your birth date, you add it all up. I'm a 33, so I come in as a master teacher. I'm not surprised. But it took probably a lot of lifetimes to get there.
Mhm.
Their other master numbers are 11 and 22. 11s come in to teach, 22s come in to build. They also, people with these numbers will be going through what I call an initiation. It's the growth of your soul. So all of this is our souls to come alive during this time. It's so cute. I have a client who I just absolutely love, and you know who I'm talking about. And he said to me yesterday, "I'm alive. I feel so alive." I was so happy to see that, because during this time there will be the people that get to come out of their souls get to come alive again. They've been preparing for this time for so long. So anyway, getting back to numerology, that's important. Knowing what destiny card you are is important. All of these things help you learn. Oh, that's how I am. That's exactly how I am. This is really important things. Astrology, things where you get to know your nature. This important stuff.
Yeah, I want to bring up too. There's certain, like when you're doing the charts, and you might read something at one time, like say, okay, I'll do a chart years ago, right? And then
Hmm.
I'll be, oh, that doesn't really reflect me. And then I'll go back and look at that chart later in life, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, now I
Very true.
see. So
Yeah.
our conditioning and our traumas, that actually affects
Yeah.
what it is we believe about ourselves. So other people, what they say, other, let's say, challenges that we've experienced in life and didn't feel that we overcame them. Those kind of things are that lead to the traumas of thinking that you're not good enough, or that
Yeah.
you're not what this chart says, or that's
Right.
the way the chart is off, because it's the
Yes.
conditioning. So what you discover is what you were born with, what you came
Yes.
in with before all that conditioning affected you. And, but
Yeah.
then Kelly has pointed out about the traumas, how important they are because they shape your life.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's,
And we choose different traumas
yeah,
before we come in to get us strong.
yeah,
To get us strong. They've brought us a lot of strength, actually.
yeah,
Yeah. Such a time. It's such a time, but it's
it
going to
really is.
bring great wisdom through the fear, i- which is an illusion, because our home is on the other side. You have to remember that. You got to stick with that. You've got to remember that. This is the best time to go in. It's the best time to read spiritual books. I'll put a list out. I meant to do that, but I've
Mhm.
been too busy
Oh yeah.
caretaking of people. An important time. I mean, this is going to
Mhm.
be the biggest time of our work of our life. One of the things that I did want to talk about and mention is doing energy work. Somebody had made a comment on one of our sites that said they wanted me, to do healing for the world. The best healing for the world is to go inward yourself and do healing on
Mhm.
yourself. And if everybody does their own healing work, then the world actually comes back around into balance, because that's what this is about. Everybody's out of balance. But having said that, she made me think when she wrote that comment. And here's my thought. Everybody can take their hands and feel energy. Energy, you can feel energy. Often when somebody's in my office, or I can put this out, you can feel the energy between two people without touching your hands.
Mhm.
Can you put that, and you can feel the energy. And when you're done with all that, if you've got kids at home, or you've got, you're lucky enough to be with somebody during this time, you could feel their energy and then kind of go from a little further away, see how far the energy goes. It's the coolest thing ever. I love working with energy. And then put it on yourself for healing, and then put it out in the world for healing, and say a prayer. Prayers will be heard like nobody's business now. The veil between our world and the other side is pretty, very, very thin, if much of much. I'm actually amazed at. I didn't know in our lifetimes that we would see this. The time I did see this was when I had a traumatic brain injury in the year 2000, when there was, to me, there was no veil. But now it's everywhere. There's really there's a veil, but it's very, very thin. So when people say, "Well, is my dad there? Is my mom there? Is my child there?" Yep, 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 yep. They are. Everybody that is there, because they are watching and sending love and prayers. They're watching what we're going through. They didn't have the vibration to stay here during this time. And the ones that pass, you'll see when this happens, as it's happening in real time, they didn't have the vibration. They didn't put it in their script, if you will, to stay during this time. And what they wrote in their sacred contract, they wanted to leave early because it was just be too much for them.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
And then watch for the signs and synchronicities, because they're sending them to you, because they need your permission to intervene. So they're sending signs and and synchronicities for you to sort of like breadcrumbs along the path, right? So in many ways, I would say when you wake up in the morning, especially with everything going on right now, the first thing you should do is ask for assistance.
Absolutely.
From your guides, your angels, from
especially connect to your guides now. Everybody has at least one guide. Ask them their name and ask them and get quiet and let them help you, because they were waiting for this time.
Yeah, before your feet hit the floor, just say, please guide my steps. I think that's a really good one. Just please guide my steps is what I'm hearing. Just say that. And I you might get like goosebumps or some sort of physical reaction or even a feeling within when you do that. And I did that right before the show, because they're waiting and willing, right? And
they just want you to say, acknowledge them. That's all.
Yeah, because I mean, exactly like Kelly was mentioning earlier. It's just it's that relationship and the importance of building that relationship, that trust, and they're going to give you that extra boost of energy you need to make it through, because there's only so much that we can do with what we're struggling.
They know that we're struggling. They know. I have a picture of my guides over here behind me that I saw. I was fortunate enough to see them in Tahiti. They actually appeared in front of my eyes. Not my third eye, actually in my eyes. That was quite of a shock. But I will tell you that not only do spirit guides exist, everybody has at least one. So Lori says, per your webinar last week, my soul woke 12/24/19. I've given birth 1998, but my soul waking. I was ecstatic. I asked her name and I asked if she had a sense of humor. She laughed and said, "Yes, it's like yours. It was just an incredible experience." Oh, Lori, that just makes my heart so happy. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. Well, it's the truth. Let me tell you what, they laugh so damn hard on the other side. It's not even funny. They laugh so hard. They have such a great sense of humor. I think one of mine is very serious, but the other one laughs all the time. You can tell one of them is like, listen, kind of comment, clowny. Rebecca says, I've been seeing 555 weekly, sometimes daily for over a year. Change, 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 change.
Yeah.
Rebecca is also a medium. Rebecca, I have been seeing so many fives, and I'm going to tell you, I have to tell you my dream. Oh, you too, Katrina? Yeah, 5 means change, 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 change. That's flat out it. I had 2 major dreams about 10 days ago, and every day is like a year now, but it seems to me like a couple of, I don't know, 10 days ago, I had a dream that an old dead bat, this kind of grayish dried out thing, disintegrated on my head, and I was like, whoa, that's probably not at the best sign. And I was like, whoa. Anyway, but bats mean death and transformation. And so 3 days ago, I guess, or 4 days ago, I had a dream. I was in my office here, and it's a white office, and in my home office, all of a sudden, through one of the windows, although I had shut all the windows, thousands and thousands of baby bats showed up through the doors, through the windows, through the walls, and into the floor. And as a medium, it was pretty prophetic. And I said, "Ooh, okay. Well, there's going to be lots of
Mhm.
555 changes, lots of
Mhm.
death, lots of transformation, all of that."
So it's interesting. Julie says, "I'm waiting for changes. I don't see any signs." Well, I bet there
Okay,
are
Julie,
signs,
let me
Julie.
ask you this.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, this morning I woke up, and as I was letting my dog out, I looked, and now I live in Wisconsin now. I used to live in Beverly Hills. We had tons and tons of squirrels everywhere, tons of squirrels. Here we really don't have them. I walked, there was a squirrel. I was like, whoa, this is the first sign I've seen of spring. But squirrels mean they can bring means save your things, save your nuts, save your save your things. So I thought that was really good. I also saw a bright orange cardinal. This oh no, robin. My husband said it was a robin, but it was bright orange. Orange is the second chakra, and it really gets you in touch with your emotions and your feelings.
Mhm.
John and I are going to do next week. Our show is going to be on chakras and the subtle bodies affecting with the coronavirus. So we'll
Yeah.
talk about that next week.
Yeah,
Um,
and I also wanna mention we've done shows on signs and synchronicities. If you go back to our YouTube channel, you can
yeah,
watch that video and learn a lot about what we discussed with signs and synchronicities. There's so many. You know, it could be music that you're hearing, through while you're grocery shopping or,
right,
or
John.
just out and about, or just turn on the radio and a certain song comes on and speaks to you. That's a sign. There's, coins on the floor, things like that. I mean, there's
Smells.
feathers, there's smells, there's all
There's
kinds of
wind.
signs.
There's
Yeah,
wind. All of a sudden, you feel the wind in your
yeah.
face. You're
Mhm.
like, oh, they're in your dreams.
There's
Try to
conversations, what people
try
say.
to absolutely try to remember your dreams during this period of time. Keep a journal so your grandchildren will see, well, I really lived through this time. Pray for the women that are having babies right now.
Mhm.
That's a big one for
Mm,
me. That just really hits me in my gut. I want them to be safe and loved, and the babies that are coming in, although they truly knew what they were getting into. They truly wanted to be here that badly. But these babies that are being born now, they
mhm,
have this magnificent light that's coming through. These babies that came in the last year or two or three, and then the ones now, these are the most special babies. You wait and see. And I got chills everywhere. Wait till you see the work these people do. The other thing my guide told me this morning, one of my guides told me this morning when I woke up, as I was waking up, he said to make sure everybody knows that there will be lots of in the haste or in the hurriness of finding the cure and the whatever for this coronavirus, that there'll be all these new, I don't want to say healing ways, new meditations, new tinctures, new this
mhm.
that will help other illnesses. Okay, so a lot of good will come out of this, like tremendous good will come out of this, but it won't be for some time, like a long time is what
In
I'm
many ways,
thinking.
we're, like, in a cocoon period, or we're
Yeah.
discovering what it is, like Kelly was
Mhm.
saying, the key within. I think in many ways what's happening is the world is being like, the reset button has been pressed, right? It's getting ready to restart, let's say,
Yeah.
but there's, like, a pause that's happening
Mhm.
that is allowing you to go within to discover
Yeah.
what those gifts are, to use those gifts right now because they're going to be needed more than ever. And this is the period for that
Mhm.
discovery so that you can put them into action and make
Right.
because it's the clarion call. That's
Tell everybody what the clarion call is.
yeah, I heard that. I'm not exactly sure. It was just like, when you tune into your guidance, right? I heard like this is the clarion call. And what I believe that meant was that this is the time to go within, find out take that inventory. Okay. Take that inventory, find out what's within, pull out those gifts. This is not a time to focus on I'm bored. This is not a time to focus
Right.
on anxiety. This is a time for self development. This is a
Right.
time for
That's it.
really finding out what your mission is in many
Right.
ways, and your
Right.
mission could be just to hold the vibration. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm just saying is that there is a deeper meaning as to why this is happening for the collective.
Mhm.
That the whole world is experiencing this
Yeah.
shutdown as they're calling it shutdown, lockdown,
Mhm.
there's a reason for that. As they
Yeah.
say, those memes that are going around, if you can't go outside, go within.
Yeah.
That's a very important message from the universe.
And I've had a couple of the mature clients that I've had, the real mature ones, they'll say to me, I love this time because I
Mhm.
get to be with my family. I get to go in, I get to see my
Yeah.
kids. I can be creative now. Those are the masters out there, the ones that
Mhm.
recognize that, the ones that recognize this is the time to put your roots down, to recenter, to regrow, to rethink. Hi, Kelly and John. Feeling so relaxed being home. Anxiety is gone, which I find really weird. Susan, I'm so glad to hear you say that.
Mhm.
It's 50% of my clients feel the way you do. Their anxiety is gone. The other 50%, it's over the roof.
Mhm. And I
It's.
mean, it's
I'm
mixed.
so glad you said that. And
Yeah.
I have periods. I don't get anxious,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, well, listen, if I do, I do, but it's pretty rare. I had to stop picking up everybody's fear as a medium. I had to be very careful because again, I used to see honestly 10 people a day. I can't do that anymore. And as a matter of fact, now I'm going to, because everyone is so intense,
Mhm.
I'm going to actually start scattering the times, so you give me a bigger break so I can go out and get fresh air and I can kind of clear off my aura and get back into it. I'm going to
Mhm.
start doing it for me because, and all therapists out there, my daughter's a psychologist, and I know she was feeling overwhelmed yesterday. A lot of the therapists are,
Mhm.
a lot of mediums are, a lot of spiritualists are. It's overwhelming.
Well, it's a lot of uncertainty,
Yeah,
and the uncertainty is the collective that we're picking up, the collective
yeah,
energy of everyone else feeling uncertain because so many things are changing. It's the breakdown before the breakthrough. But if we trust
yeah.
that the universe will always provide,
Hmm.
and that's the key, is trusting right now, is
Right.
trusting. That's faith. That's having
And
faith.
having
Right.
faith.
Mhm.
Faith
Faith
is
is
your
trusting in the
greatest thing.
unknown. Yeah,
Yeah.
and knowing that you'll be okay.
Hmm.
So, what I'm hearing about this is that it's super important now. We've slowed things down for you so that you can go within, so that you can discover what it is that you were here to
Yeah.
focus on.
Yep.
How many times have you said, "I need more time?" Well, now you've got the time.
Right.
That's what I'm hearing. How many times have you said, "I need more time"? "Oh, if I had
Right.
more time, I would do this." "Oh, if I," I get goosebumps when I say this. "Oh, well, now you have the time." That's why don't shift to boredom, shift to
Right.
discovery, shift to deeper connections with people. Yeah.
Learn about who you are. Get
Mhm.
deep. Go deep.
Yeah.
Go to the core. Go to your birth when you were born. Literally
Mhm.
visualize, feel it. You can feel it. You can
Yeah.
actually get there. Go to what your mother may have been feeling when you were born, and then what your life was like. Do an inventory. Write down your traumas. See where the vital life force in you got stuck, and wherever it got stuck, are you able to? Do you think breathe through it, relax it, let it go, forgive, have compassion for it, so you can free up more energy. You want
Mhm.
to free up and clear up so you can have more energy for this and be really present as opposed to not being present because you're held up by your traumas or
Mhm.
the anger or the whatever. And here's another thing, okay? Judgment during this time doesn't help. In
No.
fact, it never did. It's
Mm-mm.
just it's low vibration. So you want to let go of judgment and criticism and all of that. It doesn't really, it's not going to help anybody. It's low
Yeah.
vibration. And guilt, whatever the guilt is, really allow yourself to have some compassion and let that go. Again, these things are not going to serve you as time gets more intense
Mhm.
here. As time gets more, it's so funny. As it gets more intense, it's going to slow down for you. In the
Mhm.
weird, what do they call that? In the eye of the storm or something? You kind of just
Mhm.
get real quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we're actually getting some calls, Kel, so if we can go to
Okay.
the call lines. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give
let's
out the
take
phone
them.
number. It's 213-893-4464. Again, it's on the screen, 213-893-4464. When you call in, we ask that you not be on a speakerphone, that you hold the
Mhm.
phone to your ear, and that, you mute Facebook in the background so that we don't hear any echoes. And we're gonna go up to our first caller, which is Daryl. Hey, Daryl, good to hear from you.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Daryl. Hi
Good.
there. How are you?
Hi,
How are you during
hi,
this time?
Kelly. Um, trying to stay sane. I'm a little lonely. Out of state. My family is all out of state. I'm here with my puppies, just trying to
Hmm.
stay in and keep busy.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
not
you know
get
what? We
upset.
should talk about that because being alone, many people are alone right now.
Yes.
I'm thrilled to hear you say you have puppies.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
a blessing. That's a
Yes,
blessing right there.
And you said
yes,
earlier that you have been dreaming so much about your son, and he keeps laughing, and you hear him laughing. So, can you tell us a
I
little bit of what's
know.
going on with that, or do you?
Well, I don't know. I
He's
told him
around you. He's
I'm
around
really
you, laughing.
stressed because I had a situation recently where I was physically assaulted, and
Oh wow.
I've been praying and praying and praying just to not have trauma and just get through it easy without people around me because, like I said, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And every time I dream about my son, he's laughing and just smiling, and I honestly hear him in
Of
the house
course.
sometimes, or
He's
I think
definitely
I
around
see him.
you.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
Daryl, he's definitely around you and he wants to bring you a lot of comfort. And
Mm.
laughter, he says you have a great laugh. I mean, laughter is important. Laughter during this time
Hmm.
is going to be very helpful for everybody. Okay. I mean, really think like that. Your
And
son
did
is
his
going to
laugh
show
always
you
make?
signs.
Yeah. Did his laugh always make you laugh? Like, was he always able to elevate your
Oh
mood?
yeah,
There you go.
There you
That's what
go.
oh
he's
That's
yeah,
doing.
it.
yeah.
That's what he's doing.
That's
Oh
what he's
no, I'm
doing.
laughing. Yeah.
Yes,
That's funny.
definitely. So
He's
that's
like,
important.
he's like, you always used to make her laugh, and I could bring her out of any mood and make her laugh just by, Yeah.
It's true.
There you go. Yeah.
Everybody knew his laugh.
There you
He's
go.
known for
That's
that.
exactly why he's doing
Yeah,
it. And I love that.
Perfect.
his
Perfect.
smile. Right,
Yeah.
Wow.
right.
Daryl, what's your birth
Well,
date?
my birthday is May 25th, 1951.
Okay, so you come in, you must take a spiritual path. You are a seven of clubs. You must take a spiritual path. So all of this all of your life will be about, and going forward is about staying inward in that spiritual path because you have a really strong spiritual nature and you came into this incarnation
Yeah.
to learn everything you could about spirituality. So make sure you stay on that path. That's the key to your
Mhm.
that's your key actually. If I could say it like that, that is your key. And if I look at the numerology, it's 6, 7, 7. Hold on a minute. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Mhm.
So you're a 1 or a 10. I like to view that as a 10. I'll tell you why. Tens mean that there's more opportunity for keep going forward and learning about yourself. Either way, a 1 comes in to learn about themselves. Learn everything you can about yourself.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not too late. You haven't missed a boat. Go through your traumas.
Mhm.
Make a list. Go through your traumas. You've had a lot of life traumas here, but you took a very specific incarnation. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I know I have been meditating a lot,
Good.
and
Mhm.
it really helps. And I followed your list of the keys on how to just get in touch with yourself, and it
Good.
was really
Thank you.
helpful.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for calling, Daryl. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Take care of yourself, honey.
Thank you.
Great to connect with
Thank
you
you.
again.
You too.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks, John. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye
Wow.
bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on to New York. And we've got Kathleen, I believe, in New York. Hey, Kathleen. Are you there? Or are you muted?
Maybe
We'll
they're
come
muted.
back to you.
Okay.
Let's go to Silverado, California.
I like
And
that. Silverado.
is this Hiba or Hiba? Or how do we say
Yes,
this?
hi.
Hi,
Yes, hi, Hiba. It's Hiba.
Hiba. Okay.
What what a
Hi,
great
John. Hi,
name.
Kelly.
Hi there. Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh
How
my
are
God,
you
I
doing?
enjoyed you last week so much. I've been counting the days for today. This is a beautiful oasis in the midst of all day.
I so appreciate you
Thanks
saying
for doing
that.
this.
Oh, John and I are going to do this every week. I think it's really
Yeah.
important. I want to be able to help people, to understand their spirituality, why they're here, give them awareness. And I think that's the most important thing that I can do for anybody right now is so that. Hiba, what is your birth
Absolutely.
date?
I tried to do this on a smaller scale. I held a little support group, if you will, spiritually on Sunday to talk about fear and all that. And it was so rewarding to just be there for just everybody who we're all in the same boat. So it's just very healing.
I'm so glad to hear you're doing that. That's fantastic, because this is what you're a healer.
Yeah,
Heba, what's your birth date?
October 19th, 1971.
Okay. So you're a psychic. You come in as a psychic.
I am.
Yeah. Are you a psychic? Because you come in as a psychic. Yeah.
Yes, this has been hitting me very hard. It's been a few years, so I've been embracing it every single
Mhm.
day, and it's the most beautiful thing that's happened to me.
It is the most beautiful unfolding when somebody realizes and they come to that acceptance of being a psychic or a medium. It is brings so much joy to the other side. The
Mhm.
most important thing that I can say about any medium or any psychic is the following: they must do the work on themselves. The
Mhm.
reason is so important
Mhm.
because the messages they will give, if they don't do the work on themselves, they have to really check themselves before they give a message. So it's not them talking, it's the spirit, and they're
Mhm.
not getting bombarded by or pulled on or yanked to their own traumas, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's
But
definitely touching
it's
your
a
guidance.
beautiful unfoldment to
Mhm.
watch.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that a couple of years ago when this started, I have this one friend I trusted more than anything, and every time I talked to her, whatever I said, I felt so much responsibility. I would always say, "Listen, I don't know if it's me or it's a message." It felt so hard for me to say anything and have somebody else attach importance to it if I didn't know where it was coming. But
It's
I think
awful. It's an
I've
awful
owned
thing.
it since then.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I want to tell you something too, honey.
Um,
You are a master number 11. Are you
yes,
aware of that?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So a master
I
11
wrote that for
comes.
you in the comments.
Yes, it's
Your
oh
comment
great.
numbers,
You
I
are at 11. And
love
11 for everybody needs to know is a teacher. That it's the first part of an initiation. So when somebody comes in as an 11 and I know that, then I go, "Oh, you had a hard life, didn't you?" Because it's somebody who's an 11
it.
has a hard life. You would have. You'd be in you would have had a lot of traumas. But it was all for the growth of your soul. So God bless you, honey.
Mhm.
Really. Good incarnation, as they say, good on you, as the
Yes,
Australians say. Anyway.
yes. May I ask just one question?
Yes.
I just need clarification about something that's happened to me twice now, and I'm not sure like what to do with it. So about a month ago, before all this started, I attended a sound bath meditation, and it was a cosmic one.
Mhm.
And they were going through the frequencies of this is this planet and that planet. And I have to say, I'm not into astrology. I've had my natal chart done, but I don't really dive into it at all. So I'm just listening, and every planet was giving me certain, images or feelings and all that. And then when
Mm.
Saturn came, I saw black and I saw darkness and I saw like this heaviness, and it felt like um I'm not gonna say black figures, but it was like something dark was happening. So
Mm.
when all this happened, and I've been tuning in, listening about Saturn and all this is happening, it kind of resonated with what happened then. And a few
Mhm.
months before, in October, I'm Lebanese. I'm from Lebanon originally. I've been here 24 years. But a month before October, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and this song keeps playing in my head, and it's a patriotic song that I haven't heard in like I don't know, like 20 years. And every day it's the same song, same song. So I started listening to it every morning, and I would actually cry every morning. I'm an empath, so I feel a lot
Yeah.
Mhm.
from others. And I'm crying every morning, and I keep telling myself, what am I, an idiot? Why am I torturing myself? And then the revolution broke, and it was the song for the revolution. And when I heard it, I got chills, and I started crying, and then I started getting all these, images and all that. So my question is, I'm getting this information ahead of time. I
Mhm.
feel like maybe my soul is doing healing for whatever's coming ahead of time. But is there, like, when I find out about it, I go, my gosh, like, could I have done anything?
No,
Here,
no,
obviously not
no.
because it was a
Mm-mm.
coronavirus, but
Yeah,
why
no.
am I giving this, like, without understanding it?
So it's important that when this all started happening to me 20 years ago, my mother would say, "Now write it down." So I would write down. So write down. So something happens that's unusual, write it down. Okay. You were picking up from the sound bath when you were talking about the planet Saturn. in some spiritual books, they call Saturn the devil because Saturn is the big teacher.
Wow.
It's the
Mhm.
teacher, Saturn, or they call
Yeah.
it Satan
It's like
sometimes even.
scary. It's like scary.
Exactly. So
I
it's funny
thought,
that you would say that. I almost brought that up earlier, and I was like, yeah, but yes, that's correct.
Mhm.
It is a strange thing, but it's the teacher. And so we're going to learn an awful lot. So
okay.
write down whenever you have the feeling or the song or whatever, you're lucky you are getting information. There is nothing you can do really about this. Years ago,
Okay.
years and years ago, I mean, I've had so many experiences, I wouldn't know where to start, but years ago, I was going to go to Europe and I actually saw a vision that there was going to be a shooting at LAX right
Mhm.
where I was going to be. And I said to the person I was with, I'm not going. I'm canceling the trip. He thought I was crazy. Anyway, I canceled the trip. I was so strong about it. And there was a shooting, and actually 3 people died. And during that at LAX. So
Wow.
pay attention. I say this because pay attention. You don't know what you're going to be called up for
Yeah.
yet. And all empaths are
Well,
going
I
to be
journal.
called up for
I
something.
journal everything.
Perfect. So
Everything.
continue to journal. I think that's great. You're really coming into, you will come into your own going forward. It's letting go of anything else. And wait, when you start letting go of traumas, and as an empath, you feel everything, you take on everything. Do not take on
Yeah.
everything. Please make sure you have save everything for yourself also. Okay. That's really important for all empaths out there. Anybody that's listening that's an empath, save enough for yourself, if not more, because you're going to need it. Anyway, great call. I really appreciate you calling. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You
you
bet.
both.
Thank you,
You
Heba.
bet.
Bye bye.
Right.
Thank
Bye.
All right, so we're moving on to Calgary, Alberta, I think. Let's move.
Is it
It's
Canada?
403, Canada. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hello. Thank you for calling in. Can we have your name, please? And are you calling from Canada?
Is this me, Mike?
Yes. Hey,
Can
Mike.
you hear me?
Yes, you are live on the air
Oh,
with us.
hey, yeah, I'm actually calling from Wainwright, Alberta. Yeah, it's just
Wow.
north of Calgary.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. How can we help you? How are you doing during this time?
I'm very positive and having a lot of like numbers come up, like I had posted there with John, the number 333.
Oh, my favorite number in the
Yeah.
whole world. Do you know what? Can I tell you what that is, or do you already know?
I'm kind of new to all this.
All right,
I
so
have a little bit of psychic ability.
I would say you
When I
have a
was,
lot when you get
I,
333. So 333 for everybody out there means the ascended masters. So as I was saying, the veil is very thin right now, and all the ascended masters. Jesus is an ascended master. Oh, there's a bunch of them. They're out there. Buddha was a ascended master. Lord Melchizedek is ascended master. There's a whole bunch of them. They call it the White Brotherhood. It's not because they're Caucasian, but because at all, but because they bring light to the planet. So 333 means that you will be learning a lot about the ascended masters. That you're paying attention now to things. They got your attention. So start Google and or learn all about the ascended masters. I would say, Mike, that's going to be really important for you in your as you're learning all about who you are. The ascended masters wanted to get your attention, and I so appreciate that because I want anybody who sees that number to pay attention to the ascended masters and actually go into a meditation and ask which ascended master you're working with, because they're each one. Some of them work individually with us, some of them work as a collective.
Mhm.
Okay, I hope that helps.
Okay, I'll have to. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll have to look into meditation. I'm kind of new to all this, so
Oh, I'll tell you a great
my wife.
meditation, Mike. Do this. Go Google a guided is the term, guided meditation
Mhm.
with the ascended masters. There will be lots to
Okay,
choose from.
Yeah, and can you give us your
fantastic.
birth date we can take a look at what's going on with your life path?
hmm
Your full birth date.
Sure, it's July 27th, 1966.
Okay, July 27th, 1966. Okay.
Okay, so you come in as an ace of clubs. You've got to learn everything about everything, which is fabulous. I love people that have to learn. You come in to do this, and then you come in to do this. And so don't have any judgment on your life path. You come in to Whatever it is, you would have finished, learned the next one. Go to the next one. Okay, go to the next one. This is what you came in to do. So this is all good. You were born in 1966. That's a builder. Anybody who comes in that was 1984, 1966, 1957, 1948. These are all builder people. So you came in to build. You came in with a very specific purpose to have enough strength to go through everything that you would have had. You also would have had a difficult mother. There's no doubt about that. And you total come in as a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, another master. Wait a minute. Do I have that right? Hold on a minute. Yeah. I'll be darned. Oh, yeah, I just want to make sure I have that right. 16, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you come in as a number 11. Boy, we're going to get a lot of 11s, John.
Mhm.
You come in as an 11. So 11 is, again, look up numerology number 11. You're that's amazing because 11s are teachers and they're just coming into their own now. So bravo.
Yes. And thank you for calling
Wow.
in.
Yeah,
And
thanks for calling, Mike.
no
That's a
coincidence
great
you were
call. I
watching
appreciate it.
today.
Yeah. Take care of
Well,
yourself.
believe it or not, your post you popped up on my feed for no reason. And that's what's enthralling about this.
Yeah.
Your guide, your spirit guide said, "Come on, wake up." This is how people are going to get paying
All right.
attention. Wake up, everybody.
Yeah.
You got some good guides there.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well,
Well, thank you so much. I
you're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
yeah. Thank you, as they say, for heeding the call and being open-minded to receive it. So, yeah.
God, John, that is so true. But
Absolutely.
All right. You take care.
Take care.
Wow. I love it when we get a newbie, right? Or
I
someone
do
that's
too.
waking up to it and is so curious. So I remember those days.
Do you remember how
I
many
remember-
days has that been, John?
Oh,
It's not
God.
like, well, for me, it was my whole life. You
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
You
Well,
too.
after I got through the deeply religious
Oh,
part, I won't
I
say
missed
phase,
that.
but definitely part. Yeah, deeply religious part that was really in many ways teaching me fear to not go that deep route. So it wasn't until
Wow.
I got to California in 1993 that I really started going deeper into all of that. So I was in my 20s.
Well, I'm going to tell you, religion really will hold you up.
Oh
The
yeah,
belief structure will be, you'll be in trouble with it.
but I did connect with spirituality in the sense of the Holy Spirit as they teach.
That I love. That
Yeah,
I love.
that
Yeah.
always was like I was always craving to learn more about the Holy Spirit, and then I received
Oh,
the voice of the what they call speaking in tongues, where you can use
wow.
what's called light language in New Age terms. It's called light language, and
Wow.
in religion
Huh.
or in Christianity, it's called speaking in tongues, and I still do that to this day.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who knew?
because what it does is it allows you to edify and to speak in a language that it's very powerful language that comes out, and but only God understands what it is that you're saying. So it's
Wow.
like your soul is praying, but it's being deciphered.
Wow.
Does that kind of make sense? It's sort of like
Yeah.
it gives you the words to say when you don't have the words to say for what you need
Oh,
to pray about, if that makes sense. That's the only way I can
wow.
describe it, and I still use it to this day. Yeah.
Well, then you learned something
Yeah.
important.
Oh, yeah. So that
I
I
did
mean,
not know that.
that's part of the path, right? You always take little pieces
Yeah.
along the way for your spiritual treasure hunt, your
Right
spiritual
on.
hunt. So, and that was one of the pieces I held on to along the way.
I like that. The spiritual hunt, treasure hunt. It's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And there's so many
Constantly
treasures
is,
out
right?
there. There's so
Yeah.
many treasures out there.
And speaking of treasures, we've got more on the line waiting for us. Let's go to Anna, and we have another caller holding from Washington. We're going to do our best to get to you. All right. So we got Anna from Oakland. Hey, Anna.
Hi, this is Anna. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it's an Oakland number, but anyway, you guys are helping me so much, and I really, really appreciate everything you're doing for us right now. I've been listening to all your podcasts as much as possible in the middle of the night. I was just curious to know what my number was.
Sure. Tell me what's your birth date, Anna.
Let's see.
It's 10/10/64.
Ooh, 10, 64, 19. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
It is
I think
10,
it's
20,
22.
30, 40. You're a 4, but it could be if I
Oh.
look at it, hold on a minute. 2,
And
3,
you're doing
4. Yeah, you're a 4.
And you're experiencing solitude, right, Anna? Is that right?
Oh my God, I'm totally alone. I
Yeah.
mean, like beyond. I was quarantining like before they made us quarantine. So
I know that.
it's been, and then I was like solitary before that. So this is getting to the point where it's just like intense.
Because
and I'm like,
Well, so
I'm
let
like
me,
through these
yeah. Well, let me tell you
Yeah.
a few things too, Anna. So you come in as a 4, so stability is very important for you. The other thing that you come in, you're a queen of clubs. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you might want to, I want you to Google that. I want you to put Destiny Queen of Clubs. Destiny Queen of Clubs. Okay. Queen of Clubs is somebody who vibrates over here somewhere. They know everything about everything, about everything, about everything. You would know everything. I don't care what it is, you know the answer. You're the answer person. People will come to you. You're very, very psychic. You're the mother of everybody, and you're the mother of intuition, as a matter of fact. So you would need to know every single thing. I want you to know that's the most powerful gift you have, is that great mind of yours. But underneath that great mind is this great heart. So during this period of time, I want you to do healing on yourself. I want you to practice with energy. I want you to, as I was saying earlier, I want you to practice with energy. Put it on your health, on you, into your heart, into your mind, because your mind is so creative. I'd love you to write. If you're not writing, you come in as a writer. I mean, there's nothing you couldn't write, frankly. You come in as that. I mean, and this will, in fact, they're telling me you have ancient guides. Ancient, they said, ancient. So ancient guides means that you can tap into old wisdom, like Socrates wisdom, Pluto wisdom. I don't know, all kinds of great wisdom back there, spiritual wisdom. So look into that. Put ancient guides, Guides. You have an ancient guide back there. And get a book called, and I know I'm going to give you my list to put out.
Sure.
There's a great book that I would love everybody to get, but particularly you. The book is called Living with Joy. Living with Joy was written by a woman
I have
named
it, I think.
Sanaya Roman, Roman.
Somebody.
It's the greatest book because it was channeled. I think her guide is Aurum or something along those lines. But it's such a good book too. You can open it to any page. It's really one of my all-time favorite books. And here's another, and I probably say this every time, but I'm going to continue to say it. Here's my other favorite book, The Quiet Mind. Everybody should have The Quiet Mind. You can open it up to any page. Do you have that one?
She doesn't.
No, I think I have Living with Joy, but I don't think I have the Quiet Mind one yet.
I'm putting them in the comments for people right now. So Living with Joy, that's
Living with Joy by Sanaya. I think it's Sanaya Roman.
Yeah.
And these are all great tools to have, because you have a mind, honey, that just keeps going and going and going and going. And let's turn it inward, and let's get command of the great mind through your heart, because you have huge, huge, huge,
What is
huge.
a 4 again?
Well, a 4 means stability. A 4 comes in for stability. They have to be stable.
That is a big good thing I'm working on that I haven't gotten yet. So
Well, and fours
also
come in with not just stability, but they come in with grit and determination.
All right. Well, thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening.
Take care of yourselves.
And Anna, real quick,
yeah.
Kelly and I study the Destiny card system, and that's what she's sharing with you. You would be great at that too. And then actually, I think you would be really great at creating a community around that, in the sense of like being able to connect with other people through giving readings. So if that's something you have an interest in,
studying the tarot and stuff.
Perfect.
So
get it out, sister.
Yeah, and I like this Destiny card system because it's a little bit of numerology, tarot, and astrology all in one.
It's got everything. It's the oldest system in the world.
Before, so thank you for. I'm going to write it down.
It's with regular playing cards. Regular playing cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the regular playing cards.
Yeah, but it's called the Destiny card system. So
it's really great.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you again. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
That's sweet. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take one more
from Linden, Washington, I believe. Can we have your name, please? You are on the air with us.
Hi, my name is Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. How can we help you today,
Hi.
honey?
I would like to get a number.
All right, what's your birth date?
12762.
Okay. Oh boy, you're a smart one. You are a female that thinks like a man. You have a really, you're a king of clubs. King of clubs knows everything. It's up there with who just called Anna. I mean, it's so hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm.
King and queen. The difference is you are a man underneath there, if that makes sense. Um, there's nothing you can't figure out. I mean, it's just interesting that we would have two in a row, very similar. Um, yeah, I mean,
No coincidences on this show.
there's no coincidences on this
Yeah.
show, so
No.
it's a great one. It's one of my favorites, especially I love when I have women that come in with male placement. And then equally when I have men that come in with female, a brain. I love that too because I love the mixed message and the balance, and it's all good. So let me give you your
Yeah, I thought it was
numerology.
a good balance. Yes.
9.
So it's
Hold
the
on a minute.
masculine and
9.
feminine energies that we're
Okay,
yeah.
18, 19. So you come in as a 10, 18, 19. Yeah, I have that right. 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. I just want to make double checks. I'm going so fast. 18, 19. Yeah, you come in as a 10. There's your second 10 today. So a 10 is somebody that wants to learn everything about themselves. And you come in as a king of clubs that has to know everything. So in fact, you have to know everything. Like I said, for Anna, you have to know everything for everybody. Do you run a company? Because you'd be easily to, run a school, run a company, write books also. Do you do something like that? Because you should.
I am a private in-home nurse, and I do a little natural healing, a little Reiki. I dabble a little bit everywhere, but I have a hard time settling with one thing.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
you know how that is. Dabbler.
that's yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, hone in on what you like the most and start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hone in.
Okay.
Because there's nothing you could not do.
Nursing.
Nothing you couldn't do. You'll do a lot in this life. Keep going.
It's
Keep
weird
going.
when she
Oh,
was saying that, I was
wonderful.
getting an image of like different chakras. Like the dabbler is focusing on different types of chakras and doing that vocation that applies to whatever is feeding that chakra. Or yeah, that's really interesting.
Yes.
So that would make a lot of
Now
sense
for
of why.
guides, do
Mhm.
you see a specific guide that is kind of guiding
You actually have a female guide behind you this time. A female guide. A female. And I want to say some a female like a let me get this right. You have a female mature female guide behind you. It's not anybody, I mean, you know them on the other side, but it's not a relative or any of that, but it's somebody that is,
Past life connection.
yeah, well, it's somebody that, you choose, your guides
Mhm.
beforehand, but
Mhm.
it's somebody that has a lot of wisdom and an older guide that brings you, I'm getting joy that you're supposed to have a lot more joy in your life, she says. This is one into trauma and you pick up other people's trauma. So you've got to let go of that.
You bet. I'm a big empath. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. I'm glad we got you in.
Stay safe.
Hey, stay healthy.
Yeah, you
We
got it.
will. We
Thank
will.
Yeah.
Well,
so
John.
we're out of time on the calls, but I want to, before we go, let's give people the formula for figuring out their number for their numerological life path is what we're doing at the
Oh,
moment because
you
we're getting a lot
just,
of questions
yeah.
about that. So
Oh,
let's go
okay.
ahead.
The
And I'll,
formula is you add the month, the
Mhm.
day, and the year together. So for instance, I'm September, which is a 9,
Mhm.
20th, which is a 2. You reduce everything down. And I was born in 1957. Hard to believe, but it's true. And that's a 22. And so if you add that together, it's a 22 for me and an 11 because I was born on 9/20, 9/11. And that's a 33. So I'm a master number 33. So you can all add your numbers up. You can go on any free sites too.
Mhm. Yeah.
And there's a formula. You just add them all together and then you look up, what does this mean? Well, it's gonna blow you away. I love numerology. It's the greatest thing ever. I love it. It's all a tool we can use to know
Definitely.
thyself. And the
Mhm.
more you know thyself, the greater it is. And the more things start to fall into place. And it's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. It's good to do. Good to learn. It's a good
Yeah.
skill set, actually. Good at a
Yeah.
party. Oh, we don't do parties anymore.
Well,
I
we do
forgot.
cyber parties. We do
Cyber
cyber parties,
parties, right?
you
But
know,
know
how we're all
thyself.
connected. Yes.
Go in and know thyself. The other thing everybody can do is ask your guide to tell you their name. That's it. It's simple. You're going to hear some weird name, Frank. Yeah, that's it then. Whatever
Mhm.
name you hear, that's it. And then let that go. But start having a relationship with your guides. It's going to help. All of this.
Most
Meditate, everybody. Go inward
definitely.
and get as grounded as as you can. Okay?
Exactly,
Oh,
and if you guys felt this helped you in any way, share it out to your friends and family, let them know.
yeah.
There might be something there that they need to hear as well, and then be sure to join our Both Sides Now TV community group,
Yeah.
and you can get there again by going to this page, which is Both Sides Now TV. If you're watching on YouTube, go to Facebook, click on Both Sides Now TV, and then click on Visit Group and sign up for the group. We'll get you in there, and it's a wonderful support group of over 500 people, and it's growing by the day. And we can't
Yay.
thank you enough for tuning in and sharing
Thank
your
you.
stories and sharing your energy, and keep everybody in prayer. Keep everybody lifted up with their positive thoughts.
Yeah.
We all need it right now. We're all in this together, and we will
Yep.
see you Monday. On
Yeah.
Monday's show, we're going to have, go ahead and
Ooh.
share with us.
Well, we have a guest. Well, this is really exciting. I was asked to be in a book, and the book got published, and it's a big deal for
Ooh,
me. I'm excited
yeah.
about it, and I think it's called The Gifts Within, and there's Marianne Borer, Bohrer. It's called The Gifts Within
How
Us.
perfect for the timing.
And she's going to be our guest on, and we're going to talk about spirituality in a deep form of what it is across the world. And she's really extraordinary. I think that she's done some amazing work here writing this book. So we're excited. She's going to be our guest on Monday. I'll also do an astrological check-in and just a check-in, and then we'll bring Marianne on. And then next week, John and I are going to talk about the spiritual bodies, the subtle bodies, and our chakras and auras during this period of time. So we've got a great week lined up.
Yes. So every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Cal Central time is
Central time is at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna always go to you for Central.
Yeah.
And then on Thursdays we do this group check-in, but we're doing it publicly because everybody, we want to give everybody an opportunity to connect.
Yeah.
So we do that every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
which is
5 p.m. My time,
Central,
Central time,
and
and
then
6 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern. So
Yeah.
we do invite you to reconnect with us then. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world.